tonight's episode of Sanity Lounge, the boys welcome Nathan Shulkin. Nathan is a gunslinger from Baltimore, Maryland, a lifer behind the kit. Nathan has had a steady trajectory from early snare drum into various bands through high school and college. Nathan finally settled into a highly sought-after seat with the Natalie Brooke Band. Nathan stopped by the lounge to discuss his career trajectory and to blow our faces off with grooves on a school night. Welcome, Baltimore, to a special episode of Sanity Lounge. We have a badass drummer in the studio, Nathan Shulkin. Welcome to Sanity Lounge. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, it's wonderful meeting you.
Likewise.
We just saw you perform back. It's 3 months ago.
I'll say time is a weird
We'll
thing.
get back into it with Kendall Street down at Union Stage.
Cool.
We were at that show, but we didn't make it to the 8x10, which sucked.
Yeah. Now, Nathan, real quick, just to give you like how I roll, because I'm a little all over the place, but we went to this specific show. It was around Christmas time, right? Wasn't it?
No. That was like March.
The Kendall Street show? Yeah, that was March.
All right. Well, again, time and me don't get along. Whenever it was, we went there because there was two reasons. One, he was very excited to show me the Natalie Brooke Band.
Yeah.
Okay. And I had never seen it. He's like, dude, we got to get Natalie Brooke Band in the lounge. They're incredible. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm in. So then I hear that you guys are opening with Kendall Street Company. Now, Kendall Street Company has blown my face off for a little while now. And so then I was like, holy shit. Like, so we go down to, what was it? Where was
Union
it?
Stage in D.C.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you guys come out. And, I mean, what a fucking band.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, what a band of gunslingers. Mm-hmm. I had no idea. I mean, why would I? Because I had never heard of him. But he kept saying, but oh my gosh, like gunslingers.
Yeah.
Thanks, I was so happy. So then I was like, I want that guy.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know, man. Like, so we'll get into it.
Yeah. No, so I guess we could just start. I know he wants to get into your history specifically with drums, but
you do it.
How long have you been in Natalie Brooke's band? How long have you been in that band?
I joined, so actually both me and the guitarist Luke, we both joined I think the same night. Almost around a year ago. Like that, a little over a year ago.
So the first time I saw her was 2022 June at Pools Island over in Middle River. It was Litz Fest.
Okay.
Well, I think that's what it was called. It was something along, but Litz was there. Natalie Brooke was there.
Was that Seven Tellers Festival?
Yeah, Seven Teller Festival. That's what it was. It was at Pools Island in the back parking lot. It was great. And that was the first time I saw her and was absolutely blown away. It was awesome.
Cool.
Like the fucking, the guitar.
He kept going, she plays a guitar.
Yeah, I mean, she does. Like,
what a shtick.
Yeah.
What a shtick.
It's incredible.
Awesome.
And she's just, I mean, it's the funk shop. Like, it's
oh
awesome.
My God.
Like, the Union Stage show was fantastic. But I was curious because I was wondering if you were in the band when that show was.
No, and you know what's funny is, so she actually opened for one of my bands 10 plus years ago in Virginia or something. And even then, we saw her and we were like, holy crap, this is nuts.
Right.
And then she started popping back up, and we've all known that she was going places for a while.
So what was this like? Your involvement did you audition? Was she just looking for new members?
So I think her other band, Infinity Tribe, was playing at the 8x10. I'm pretty sure. And I was at that show, and her manager actually came up to me and he's like, do you have any interest in playing with Natalie? And that's pretty much it. I was like 100%. I've been very busy with a bunch of bands, but I've been kind of waiting for an original project that was ready to really go for it, do a lot of the touring. So yeah, I jumped right on it.
No, it's awesome. You're in several bands, maybe 4 right now?
Yeah. Dancing Bears, Greasy Hands. Those are the main ones, I think. Yeah. So I was in a hell of a lot more.
Dancing
before,
Bears is a Dead tribute band.
Yeah.
Greasy Hands.
Original band. And that's
original.
I first joined them when I first moved back to Baltimore in like 2013. Was with them for a few years, and then left, and then just ended up back with them during pandemic because they've continued to be my best friends. I'm like, I just want to play music with my best friends and have a great time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then is one of them a Talking Heads tribute?
Psycho Killers. Yeah.
That's I love it.
I know. I love Talking Heads. So okay, so let's start at the beginning here. Nathan, what is your history with the instrument? When did you start?
I started playing when I was 9. I first played piano for a year and then quit that in like a child temper tantrum thing. I didn't want to practice.
Right.
And I picked drums because I think I said something along the lines of like, it'll be a good way for me to get my anger out.
Right.
Hitting stuff.
Sure.
So yeah, it started when I was 9. Started with the guy Larry Levy. I took from him for the longest, and I started on the snare drum on like a pad for a long time.
We're in Baltimore at this point?
In Baltimore, yeah.
Gotcha.
And then moved to the kit, Realistic Rock, Carmen Appice, his book, or Appice, I don't know how you say his name.
A PC, whatever. Yeah, I know over the years. Who knows?
Yeah. And then, and I was lucky because a lot of that was early on, but like even when I was in high school, take from him, a few people that I was in school with were also taking from Larry. So Larry kind of like capitalized on that and made it competitive for us. Like he would give people points and you would compete and like kind of win different awards out of all of his students. But,
what years are we talking here?
That was between like 2009 and I graduated high school in 2009. Go back for 2005 and 2009.
Okay.
But I really fell in love with drums during when I started playing Led Zeppelin. He like started us on Tom Petty, then the Beatles' Abbey Road, and then Led Zeppelin, and the Good Times Bad Times triplets crushed me. And then when the Levee Breaks Buzz Roll crushed me.
Right.
But I think like at my bar mitzvah, I really wanted to play Stairway to Heaven and Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Right.
I think he says that Smells Like Teen Spirit is when I really started to
elevate.
Get it. And then when I learned the Police, that's when I was obsessed in the basement for like 5 hours every day.
Right.
And then that was it.
Well, that was the thing. Copeland invented his own style, especially back then. You know, like you just didn't see that, whatever that was. I mean, I remember being a kid in the 80s before I was even a drummer, and the Balesta's older brother was going, no, man, you got to listen, you got to listen to the Police and listen to what that drummer's doing. And it's just not what any other drummer's doing.
Yeah, the whole left-hand hi-hat work blew my mind.
Hey, he had jazz chops, but he was a worldly guy. He grew up in like Egypt or something.
Really?
Yeah. Like Stuart Copeland grew up in Egypt and then moved to Europe.
Hence reggae and punk rock.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like he learned all these worldly rhythms, all this stuff. He's a classically trained dude. He did the soundtrack for Rumblefish, Men at Work. Like, do you know that? He's a scorer. Like, he did music, movie scores.
Keith David Emilio, Men at Work.
Yeah. Your Men at Work.
He did the soundtrack as in, like, sang and everything?
He did the score.
It's just drums.
He wrote the music for it.
And it's all, most of it is percussive, but it's some, like,
really? Men at Work has, like, a nice soundtrack.
Yeah, it's weird. and he did See No Evil, Hear No Evil. I'm a weirdo with movies.
Like Gene Hackman. Wilder.
Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor. He did
really?
That soundtrack. Yeah, like he was on fire. He did
That's
Copa's
fascinating. I had
Rumblefish.
No
like I
didn't know those movies had scores
because they're very strange scores.
Soundtrack rating blows my mind. How someone can like look at a film with no music and be like, "Oh, this will be great here."
It's amazing.
Oh yeah,
it is.
And it's not
right.
typical songwriting style. At all.
Well, look, it's not about the Police. It's about
Or
Nathan.
John Williams.
Or John Williams, right. It's about Nathan. But, that's an interesting tangent. I can't help myself but get off on drummers whenever,
No, we go all over the place sometimes. It's fine.
Great.
It's just a conversation.
So you're in high school.
Were you a band guy?
Was I a band guy? Yeah, I had a band called Captain Ahab and the Moby Dicks.
Nice. I met school band.
Got it. Yeah. So I was in the jazz
let's
band.
get back to Captain.
I went to the Park School, and it was a very artsy school where they fostered music. So we would throw concerts all the time.
Right.
So, but yeah, I was in the jazz band, started on percussion, and then when the drummer graduated, I like kind of came in, and that also jazz blew my mind. That's when there was a moment when it clicked, and I really finally learned. And now it makes sense that I'm so much into jamming and improv because there is where I learned how to listen and react and support.
Right,
completely.
Right. Listen, serve the music.
Yeah.
You know?
So what was the name of the band now? You were saying
I
a
had?
name, yeah.
In high school, I had a band, Zeppelin tribute, called Captain Ahab and the Moby Dicks.
Captain Ahab and the Moby Dicks.
Easily
I like
the best
it,
band name I've ever
Yeah,
heard.
incredible band.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a great band.
And we would all, like, all of the students in music, we would all played all the time, like, throwing these concerts and learned a bunch of stuff. So, yeah.
So at that moment, had you dipped your toe into the jam band scene? Were you a dead kid, like, or anything like that at that time?
The bassist in the jazz band started to show me, he would make me these mix CDs of, like, Disco Biscuits and Widespread Panic. And I started to get into it. I think I didn't really... I would like listen to the Dead, but I did a gap year. I lived in Israel for a year, and one of my roommates, they started showing me the Dead, and that's when I really got into it. But I think I got Fish's New Year's Eve '95
Right.
when I was in high school.
He was there.
You were there?
Yes.
I put on that Weekapaw groove, and that blew my mind.
Yeah,
It was
man.
that drum beat. So
Yeah, I was at a show with him earlier that week at US Air Arena. They played US Air Arena, and then they did that first run at Madison, 95. He went up. I stayed in Baltimore and did cocaine. And it was the worst decision I've ever done in my entire life. I'm serious. That's true.
I mean, that was the reason you
Me and
didn't go?
Scott, absolutely. Me and Scotty
Man.
B were icing.
It was only me, Kenny, and Kearns at that
Of course,
show.
I just implicated a friend, but it was
Right.
95.
It's
So
95,
I feel like,
it's
it's
30
fine.
years
Yeah.
ago, dude. It's okay.
And
you
he
couldn't,
knows.
even stream it at that point.
No.
So that's what I mean. Yeah, it was a whole...
I have
just
that
missed it.
show on cassette. Like
Yeah,
a
we-
bootleg cassette tape. It's awesome. Like it's 3 tapes.
And I still have the Farmer's Almanac from back in the
Yeah.
day that was all jacked up.
Yeah.
That's good shit. All right, so moving on here. Sorry, baby.
That's so funny. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I can't help my, I get in the zone. So moving on here. Where are we, Will?
We're still in high school. Kind
Still in
of.
high
Yeah.
school.
Right, so Moby Dick, Captain Ahab, and the Moby Dicks. You're rocking and rolling. The people.
Wait, where are you? So where are you from?
I grew up in Owings Mills, right
okay.
around here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, great.
Let me ask
we're
you
Carroll
this.
County. We're Westminster guys.
Okay.
So not far.
Yeah.
Do you know the Jakovskis or Rob Cooper or Matt Cooper?
Don't think so.
Small world, but they're Owings Mills cats
The
when you're rich. Jason Jakovsky, Dave Jakovsky,
I don't.
I don't
good
even
people.
I trust you.
Yeah, I don't know. Strange. All right, so you guys are rocking the school bands, and are you at this point like, I'm doing this for the rest of my life?
I don't know. I loved it and cared about it so much that it was like not even a question. But I mean, so I got really into nonprofit work and like exchange stuff between like Jewish. Got really into Israel, America stuff.
I'm sorry, that's why I brought up Rob Cooper, because he's my Owings Mills friend who, out of nowhere, moved to Israel for a
Okay.
year. And so it made me think of
cool.
that. That's why I brought up. Go ahead.
I didn't spend much time in Owings Mills. Most of my time in Pikesville with high school
got you.
people. But so when I came back and went to college, I had every intention of going into nonprofit stuff. But during my sophomore year, I found myself coming back to Baltimore every single weekend to play music, because I guess honestly in some way I did know that I was always going to do it.
Right.
Didn't really know, but it was just ingrained in me. So I started not doing good in school, and it just kind of clicked that like through a psychedelic night that kind of clicked that music is what I am meant to be doing, and I'm kind of forcing myself to look elsewhere.
That's such a wonderful thing to say
Yeah,
out
that's
loud.
nice.
I'm
Yeah.
happy that you said that. And we're going to go there for in a second. But first, I want to talk about the Israel trip and your spiritual background. Are
Sure.
you like practicing Judaism, or are you just interested in the history, or like what? In other words, like, like, are you all in currently, like, as a practicing Jew,
Sure.
ritualistically and stuff like that? No judgment here. We like spiritualism. That's why I'm asking. Yeah.
Sure. The way that I view it, like, no, not really. Me and my wife, we try to. There are certain things about their traditions that we would like to continue to do, just because. So the way that I view Judaism after like all the exploring and thinking and pondering that I've done is it's all just about being a good person.
Right.
So in that sense, I do say that I practice.
Sure.
But as far as like, technical rituals and
strict
stuff.
doctrine or stuff
Correct.
like that.
I do not. But there are certain things that we try to do sometimes, like whenever we both do gig work, but whenever we're both around on a Friday night, we want to light the candles and do Shabbat just because it's all about like being present, intentional, getting away from distractions. We do want to try to be better about some of that stuff also, just because my parents, they care a lot about the traditions.
Sure.
So, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so then when were you aware that psychedelics were a route to spiritualism in any sense, or were you going to psychedelics just as a dumb kid who was just going to do a drug, and all of a sudden you were like, hey, what the hell is this?
Initially, dumb kid, started smoking weed, and then for my senior week, I went to Bonner with some friends and just tried everything.
Serendipity. Chris Wheel did the live audio for the first 10 Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
It was 09 was when I went.
Nope.
Nice.
It was great, but like, yeah, just dumb kid. And then I think in college was when it became more intentional and connecting to spirituality. And those were like the more formative experiences.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't start seeking spirituality.
100%. That's why I'm asking. It's not like we went to it, as moron
did.
ninth graders going, hey, it was, but
Right,
you
yeah.
do, I'll tell you, the thing that really linked everything was when I was in a Grateful Dead cover band in Florida in 99 or 2000. And we had a house, and we had no other job but the band. And so we would just do like the run, we would just do psychedelics and play. And sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't work.
You learned so much through that.
But you learn so much, and it sounds so weird and foo-foo. It's very hard to articulate, you know what I mean? But so then, I start looking into drums and, thinking about rhythm on a deeper level, like a...
You went all Mickey.
Yeah, well, that I read Drumming
yeah.
at the Edge of Magic, right? It's right here, Drumming at the Edge of Magic.
Cool.
That book changed my whole perspective on what it could be. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't. And I'm talking about take the psychedelics away. You can get to froth and a different plane, through rhythm, and it's a very fascinating, old as as time thing that I feel like many people don't realize. And there are very few drummers I can tell that you get what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, totally.
But there are a lot of drummers who are like, yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know. And it's like, I feel like they take for granted what they're riding or what they're sitting on. They just don't understand that if they put the time towards that time, there is a calming there that is unique. Or
I wonder
something.
how much you learn about that. I like to think that you can, I do believe you can get all this stuff without psychedelics, but I wonder how much of it, having done psychedelics, that you just get that in a different way, or maybe it comes easier, or it clicks in a different way. I don't know.
Well, I think all of those. It comes easier. It
Or
has
harder.
more meaning, and it's clearer.
Well,
That's how it is for me.
I kind of go into these phases of sometimes over the years, because we're 50, so we're a little older, but over the years, it's some things seem to have serious meaning, and some things you're like, oh, I didn't learn shit on that, or I'm not,
Right.
it just didn't happen or whatever. But when it has, when it's profound, I just feel like, I just want to try to get the word out there. Right now, the psychedelic word is out there. The idea that on a certain level, psychedelics can help society at large, regulated, of course, not for everybody, but there is value to that experience. And I feel like it's as old as the day is long that the village had a drum, from the tree that went down and up. And, there was value there, and you can whip up ceremony with the rhythm. and then it's relegated to the battlefield. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
I just feel like if we can bring back the idea that drums aren't just aggression getting out, beating the shit out of things, there is something very profound and spiritual, and it's cheap, and you won't overdose on it, and it can help you.
Did you ever go down to DC?
Did I ever, for the mushrooms?
Yeah.
Not yet. It's so weird. Like I just feel
You could
like
just drive down and get them.
I can't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can go to DC.
He always asks questions.
My lawyer
text.
friend is
Yeah.
like, "Guy, just go to DC," and I'm like, "Is that real?" And he's like, "Yeah."
That was way back. I mean, maybe 2018. Whenever
Right.
they kind of first legalized weed in DC, and it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in Maryland yet. We went down there for the kids. Like, we went down there for a birthday. It took them down to like walk around, and I texted Josh. I'm like, "Hey, how does this work?" And he just sent me the link to this website. It was like Mr. Good Feeling or something. And I just went on and ordered it, and they texted me. They're like, "We're down in the lobby."
Right,
So
like
I
you
just
have to
walked down to
know.
the lobby. Yeah, they bicycled it in.
Yeah.
And I walked down to the lobby, walked down the street, and he like handed me a paper bag. He's like, "Oh, open it, check it out." I'm just like, "Oh yeah, look, everything's here." He's like, "Cool."
I mean, what
Have a
a
good one.
strange world.
Yeah,
Like,
that
you
was
know?
the first time. That was the first time I'd ever done it, and it was.
That's
like,
when I
this
heard
is
about
amazing,
it too.
man.
Or like
This
you would
is-
go somewhere and like buy a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So you're not buying shrooms. And then,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It
What a
was wild.
strange thing. And in DC,
But now
it's
he's like, Brian's like, "What do you got to do?" He's like, "Get in your car, drive to the store, ask for what you want, and leave.
right,
Just
right.
don't eat them while you're driving home."
Yeah, it's a new world.
Yeah,
man.
it's cool. So backing up, like out of psychedelics a little bit, you were saying your wife and you gig. Is she a musician?
No, she's in we met working at a restaurant
Mm-hmm.
years ago, and she's stayed in that industry, customer service. She does event
Oh, cool.
management coordination.
And you are a digital media manager.
I run
for
an,
your
or
day
I don't
job?
run an email department. I work in an email department for a nonprofit, working with sending out emails, looking over email deliverability.
Right.
So what got you the bug for the nonprofit, the philanthropist heart? Like what?
Judaism, Israel. That's. I wonder what actually did it. I think there was an opportunity to go to Israel and do these exchange programs, and I was like, I should do it.
Right.
No better time than now. And same with the gap year thing.
And
so.
it stuck with you. Yeah, that's awesome. I
Yeah,
love
part
that
of it
kind
was
shit.
because I actually fell in love with the Israeli girl that came to Baltimore in the program.
Oh wow.
And that was probably what stuck me in it at first. I went on my gap year not planning on coming back home and marrying her, and that failed immensely.
Right. You're like, I love
Oh,
her.
so that's not your wife.
That is not my wife.
It didn't work out.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well, I would kill to go to Israel just because I have friends that have gone over the years and they've told me and shown me pictures and the historical value of it.
It was incredible, man. And there's and the air was just different. Talk about spirituality and
Right.
me and my
vastness.
friend would, my roommate, he played guitar. I brought my bongos. We would go busking Jerusalem and play. And besides that, we just partied way too much. But we got to explore a lot. We learned being in another culture that probably gave me some value with music too. I feel like everything in music I've learned life lessons from and vice versa.
What's the scene over there music wise? Is it is it like dirt roads and shit, or is it like
Dirt
there-
roads.
Some areas.
You
No,
know,
it's-
like I don't know. I'm saying is it a major city type vibe, or is it more like rustic, or is it both?
it's both. Just
Okay.
depends on where you're at.
Right.
Yeah, some of it is crazy developed. Other parts are kind of, I don't know. It's like
And
it's
biblical.
different than the cities here.
Right.
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 Like stone buildings.
Right.
A lot more traffic circles.
And did you go see all like the biblical or the I guess like the historical in Judaism landmarks and stuff? Like,
Yeah.
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 Because I bet you that's like a pilgrimage type thing.
Yeah. That was all pretty cool.
And what about your safety over there at the time? Did you vibe any? Because I know that.
At times I felt safer there than walking around in Baltimore.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because I know that, like, I don't know how far. I mean, I know that there's been a lot of turmoil and stuff but I know that there was always places where you couldn't go.
Correct. 100%.
But is that back then too? I guess right.
Very- yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There was twice when a siren went off and everywhere has a bomb shelter. And yeah, there are definitely places that you just don't go just because people do just I think other places besides America, people just handle stuff differently.
Sure.
They'll fuck you up a little bit more.
Right.
And we were kids that thought we were invincible, getting shit faced all the time, and definitely did a lot of stuff that we shouldn't have been doing, and probably
Learned a lot of life lessons on a foreign land.
Sure.
Or the homeland, however you want to look at it. But yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's ballsy, man. I don't think I could have. I'd have never gone to another in 10th grade.
Have you ever been out of the country?
Hell no. We were on acid and liquored up in 10th grade. Like,
Not
I
even
didn't
Mexico or anything?
No.
You haven't been to Mexico?
Nah, baby.
Canada?
I've been to, the States. I'm not against it, but you got to go
There's
into
so much to explore here,
West
too.
Coast?
Yeah, I've been to Cali and
Okay.
Arizona and all that kind of shit, but I've never. The visa thing scares me. You know, the whole
Passport?
I don't know
You
if
don't
I
need a
can-
visa just to go visit.
Right. All right. Well.
Need a visa to work.
also that whole money thing. You know?
Right.
Well, that's the big one.
That's the big one that I just
It's
can't.
expensive to travel
I just
abroad.
can't figure out is I can't pay anything right now. So, but that's awesome, man. So you're like world cultured and shit. That's good stuff.
To an extent, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's bold. Okay, so you're back in the States. Where are we? Do you remember? You
Are we
threw
going
me off.
chronological? Is that what's happening?
We don't do chronological here
Oh,
at
then I have
Sanity
no idea where
Lounge.
we're at.
We try, but you know, it's loose. So
No, I got it here. It said, so we had one of, I guess the episode that's current is this dude named John Croggan. He makes persimmon drumsticks.
Okay.
I don't know
sent
if you've
you
ever heard
that,
of him. So
actually, yeah.
I'm not a drummer. I make Predators and all that stuff.
You make these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are, I'm an artist. I make
crap.
Watch
oh,
episode 1, baby.
Yeah,
Sanity
I
Lounge.
I don't play music. I'm a sculptor and
Okay.
a painter and things like that. But he brought in this snare drum and he brought in this old marching drum and he ran us through the rudiments. So my question is, are you a rudiment guy?
I should be a lot more than I am.
Well, that's how he is too.
Let me tell you something. But you learn the rudiments in band.
I learned the rudiments my first year of playing drums, and
Okay.
I practiced the rudiments, but I don't practice anything that overly complicated.
Sure.
If my high school had a football team, and then I would have done marching band, and I feel like I would have been a hell of a lot tighter with that kind of stuff.
Right.
But
Well, this is one of those weirdo things where, like, you're going to, like, you know, you're a badass player and you're using them rudiments, baby. And I kept saying that, like, the mere fact that you don't practice them ever since the first year is not relevant. He still learned them the first
but
year.
I do still practice
No,
them. I
you
practice the
learned-
basics.
you
you
Yeah,
learned-
know?
well, I'm saying, like,
But
you
learned
got
all
control.
26.
Yeah. You got
Maybe.
control.
I mean, you learned them all, but whether you mastered them or played them or anything, but
Yeah.
I didn't. I've learned a lot about drummers through the course of now 43 episodes,
Right, just doing.
with 7 of them being drummers, or 7 or 8, and
Right.
it's just interesting. It's fascinating to me,
Mm-hmm.
all of it. And I when I go to shows now, like I listen to drums differently because of this, because
Mm-hmm.
of doing this, but. This is my question, I guess, to both of you. Like when John was in there doing like the Ratamatan and the
Ratamacue, right.
the Ratamacue,
Right.
are they called that because that's the way they sound? Because he was going like
I believe so.
like
Yeah.
the paradiddle and all that. It's because that's the sound of the. So the word is made up, but it also is like what the spelling of the sound. Yeah.
God just spoke.
Yeah, that
to
was-
me.
I would say that, and I think it's mainly that. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Like,
because-
I was
and-
just because I was making fun of the words like a
Like, that's stupid.
I was just trying. I mean, and I only know those two, like a paradiddle and a Ratamacue.
Yeah.
Right, and then
There's 26 other ones. I don't know,
listen. There's a pataflafla.
I
and
don't
it
know
sounds
that.
like
Yeah,
that.
pataflafla.
What is it? Is it flam?
It's a right left.
Okay.
Right.
It's a pataflafla. The only reason why I know that is because the only reason I'm saying I don't do hard drugs anymore. I haven't had a drink since '98,
Cool.
Yeah, probably.
and drumming
Yeah.
is what I do every day for an hour at least, 2 hours usually, but usually an hour on the pad, 1 hour on the set. My son's 26 years old. His entire life, every single day. You know, my other son. So, but it's not because of anything other than it's my salvation. I need it.
It
You know what I
fills you,
mean?
yeah.
It really does. And so, but anyway, I just read the Pataflafla last night because we've talked about it a lot. I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. And I don't have good control of it. So that's what it is. It's left, right, and then two, you know,
but you said like if
hands.
you can master, if like even now, if you can master all them, you're likely like a nasty drummer. If you know all the rudiments.
Sure, I mean that's one way of becoming a nasty drummer.
Right.
It's definitely great to have in your toolbox, I'd say.
But other than that, I mean, do you have like your own technique?
My own technique of
just drumming, like I mean, everybody.
My own style?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the best question.
I feel like I've finally started to develop it over the last few years.
Right.
But I'm gonna have my whole life to develop it even more. But,
Sure,
like,
yeah.
I'm very classic rock drummer influence.
Mm-hmm.
I think John, like, I love the like. Let me think about that for a second. I love like iconic sounding fills like that because like for a while I was trying to be like a gospel chops drummer with all the crazy rudiments. I was like realized I'm trying to be something that I'm just not that. I can grab from it. So I think that like I pride myself on listening a lot. I listen a hell of a lot. I focus on groove, on making sure that I'm hitting each drum in a way that it really speaks. I think I'm very classic rock influenced. John Bonham and John Fishman are my two biggest influences. So I'm really into improv. I don't really know if that all kind of says what my style. I think I'm a very, very big rockin' drummer, I guess.
Yeah, you definitely are. But that's the thing. It's like you guys come out because the Natalie Brooke band is slamming, but jamming. You know what I mean? And so when you first came out, first of all, fucking Nestor.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's great.
I mean, that fucker is
I
like...
hadn't seen... Well, I guess how long's he been in the band? A while?
Yeah, longer. I don't.
So I guess he was probably
2 or
there
3
when
years.
I mean, this son of a bitch comes out, and I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like,
and
well,
he's just
whoever...
got the vibe, too.
Right, he's got the aura. And then I'm like, well, whoever this fucking drummer is had better be packing, you know? And then you come out, and you're slamming, but you've got... Like, you can do both. You can do the Bonham and the Fishman. Like, that's the key.
Yeah,
it's
actually, go back. You just started following us on Instagram. Go back a little bit. There's a cool reel of Kendall Street and Natalie Brooke that I made.
Oh, cool.
From that show that's on our
yeah,
Instagram page. It's really cool. Like, I think I was high, and I was just like throwing all these effects on
Impossible.
it. Like I don't do that to a lot of reels, but it's like you pause and then it just morphs into. It's cool. It's a cool reel. It's awesome.
So we were at Psychedelics and Drumming before we went backwards. That's where we were.
Sure.
Around that time, what band were you in?
Around what time?
Like when you had just experienced psychedelics for the first time.
So that was in college. I ended up joining. So I ended up coming to Baltimore and kind of starting doing percussion because everyone had a drummer, and I was like, this is my in. So I started playing with this band called the 14th Circuit, which was Jeremy Schoen on bass from Pigeons.
Oh shit,
nice.
nice.
Aaron Kovelman, who was their LD for a while, now he works with All Good. He was on keys. Their drummer was Zach Lessman. And the lead guy's name is Ethan Rosenberg. He's the dude that I went to high school with on guitar. So I was playing percussion with them. I started playing percussion with Greasy Hands. I was doing a singer-songwriter thing with this guy that I went to college with. His name was Adam Kruger. So when I had my psychedelic experience, it basically showed me to kind of leave college. And when I moved back to Baltimore and really started following music, I was with Greasy Hands mostly.
And were your parents happy about that decision?
They actually helped me make the decision.
Good for them. I love that kind of shit.
They're incredibly supportive.
I love
it's great.
That. Good for them.
Yeah.
That's.
So yeah, Greasy Hands was the main one, and then I joined a band called Soul Frequency. It was like a Jamtronica band. I had a full improv band called Samadhi Sound with Aaron Kovelman. Kenny Liner from The Bridge played with us for a little bit. Patrick Rainey played with us for a little bit. That was a funny group. Our set lists were tripped out drawings. I don't know how long that lasted for.
So an improv group. So you just showed up and started playing.
And I was really young. It was a great learning experience.
It was a concept.
It's funny you say that because I had like an idea about doing like it's some kind of like open mic style thing where you just people submit and you just put them together. You're like, you pick a drummer, a guitar, and just play.
That's happening right
jam.
now in Baltimore City, actually. Rhythm Royale, have you heard of that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're another podcast, and that's their shtick.
Shit.
Oh, that's awesome. No,
Well, I'm glad you told us
I
that.
thought of that. Well, no, everybody can do it. I mean,
sure,
it's,
parallel
yeah.
thinking.
but no, it's all.
And it's great.
I was thinking
It's
about it last
awesome,
night.
like-
I was like, that would be fucking awesome
Yeah,
because
that's
it
a good
fascinates me that you, like I've talked about this with other drummers, that you can just fill in with a band that you've never played with. You can do that.
Yeah.
Pick it up pretty quickly. Like that alone
Well,
just fascinates me.
within
It takes
reason.
time,
Yeah,
right,
within reason.
Yeah, but like
And it takes
like
time
someone
and
like Tristan,
experience.
like I mean, you just
Tristan
if somebody
knows
needed
that
you to fill
music.
in, and it was a band you've never played with, you could keep time and probably fill in pretty quickly.
I could hang.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's after all these years of learning.
Right.
and
But
psyching,
it's still
you
just
know.
a skill that fascinates me because you said not all drummers can just
Well,
do that.
because it takes nerve, and
Right.
you have to be willing to jump in the deep end and like
Vulnerability, man. And
Right.
That's what I think jamming is all about.
Well, that's what I learned at that house was just if nothing happens unless you go for it. And if you keep relaxed and remember, if you just keep relaxed and balanced, you can figure out a lot of shit in that time, And so
right.
I love that.
What was the name of that podcast?
It's called Rhythm Royale.
Rhythm. Oh, yeah,
And it
I'm
is
gonna
happening
reach out.
like right now.
That's
like
so fun.
as we speak live, like currently.
Maybe in the next like hour or two, but yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's at the Watermelon Room, if you've heard of that spot.
Oh, if there was ever a time to use the word serendipity, it's now. Like when we were all sitting here before we started, I was looking at my phone and I was trying to find the message from them that invited us down to check out what they're doing.
Cool.
And I can't find it. And I'm like, I don't remember the fucking name of it. I don't know anything, and I
Oh,
can't
you
find
got
the
a
message.
message from them,
Yeah, a
is what
while
you're
back.
saying.
Like
Okay.
and I told you they invited us. It was that day. They were like, "Come down tonight. We're doing it." We were like, "We can't do it tonight." And then it's the next one's like June. I guess it's right now.
Yeah.
Or
That's
maybe
hilarious.
there's another one June 11th. But anyway,
Yeah. They do it,
no.
like, I don't know if they're doing it in the summer after this month, but
Oh my God, he just answered a question that stumped me when we started this conversation.
Thanks, Nathan.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're
who
great.
knew?
Oh my God, the watermelon room is what
Tripped you.
what tripped me. Yeah,
Right.
what made it click.
So you're rocking with all these bands.
Thanks.
You're
You're
back
welcome.
in
Oh my God.
Baltimore.
That was about to that was driving me crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's been in the back of my brain the whole time.
I believe you.
and it's really cool because it does put people that don't necessarily do that all the time
Yeah.
into these vulnerable situations.
Oh, that's fantastic.
you know, and you learn a lot from it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
I
cool.
swear the art of like the reason that I don't know shit. We just met, But in my opinion, the reason you get the gig is because you listen and have put time into that. Because bands
so.
that want hired guns don't want a YouTube sensation.
Sure.
They don't want that. They want the job done. They
Yeah.
want the feeling in the music. They want the song to be served.
Yeah.
And that's a lost art. And a lot of, drummers don't get that. And if you get that, you get work.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion. And like I said, I don't know shit, but, if you haven't been in Natalie's band for more than a year, it's shocking.
Yeah.
Because you're
I
in it,
agree
baby.
with that.
You're on lock. With Nestor, who's arguably the best bass player I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Honestly, the whole
Like-
band is fucking.
Well, that's what I
great.
mean. And then my
How
man-
much we've
Really
grown over the last.
My man that looks
Year,
like a Muppet.
you know.
What's his name?
That looks
Luke.
like a Muppet.
Luke. I love Muppets. Don't get me wrong. Dr. Teeth is my man.
I can't
yeah.
wait to tell.
Wait
him
a
that.
minute.
That's not a disparaging.
He has a picture of him and Dude, people think you look like Beaker.
I make that face.
Oh shit!
When
I
you-
saw that.
And
I
then there's
love
Beaker
that.
in the front. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Muppet.
Animal
Or
be in the
Muppet
background of
Maniacs.
you when you hit the kid
Oh,
over
perfect.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we love the Muppets. So that is not a
What
disparaging.
Muppet does he look like? Just his own?
He reminds me of Floyd, but Floyd is
Okay,
not. Floyd's the bass player. So he's not a bass player, but that was every time I looked at him, I'm like, holy shit, he's like the Electric Mayhem because
Right.
he's got that hat on and he's just got this hair and he's just shredding.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
They're all,
I mean-
it is a.
But that's what I'm
great
saying.
role,
It's like in order to get a gig like that, you have to be on time. you just have to be.
So you said you and him started around the same time. You and Luke?
I think like we joined on the same day.
Really?
Yeah. And it's funny because me and him, so he plays in Uncle Kunkel's 1 gram band.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've heard of that band.
Me and him met, we joined last year. So me and him met in 23 and we started doing stuff and hanging out. And I was like, dude, like we're going to be in a band together next year. Just you wait. And then it just happened. Just like that.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
What
So
a
you
band.
had a little bit of history beforehand anyway.
Like so much like serendipity, right place, right time stuff
that's
happened
awesome.
with how this band came together, and it continues to happen. It's
Yeah.
really quite cool.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, the fucking gigs that you're getting are dynamite.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like it's letting up. It's wonderful.
No. I was at Hopkins Farm Brewery yesterday for a little battle of the bands thing, and the winner's playing at the Harmony Woods Festival. So they're one, and Talbot Mayo was out there. She's playing at the Harmony Woods Festival. You guys are too, right? Or
Yeah.
no? Yeah. You guys are. Yeah. That's June 21st though. It's the skate park
I have 2
show
gigs that
and
day.
then the Island
Right.
Green show. Yeah.
I have a Gravedigger's Biscuit show that
Our
day,
buddy Reno's
Digger
50th
Biscuits.
birthday too.
although he
Yeah.
doesn't know it. So does this episode come out before then?
No, this episode will come out the 20th, the day before.
We're playing Harmony Woods tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. It's so funny.
Harmony Woods is June 21st. Yeah, tomorrow.
So you're rocking in different bands at the time, and were you into the Grateful Dead at the time?
Sure. Yeah.
Like, so you cut your teeth on Disco Biscuits, like,
I mean, not really. I would listen to it. I cut my teeth on classic rock. Cut my teeth.
I'm saying in the college years, like
In
once
the
you
college
started,
years?
like once you started like seeking.
Once I started seeking, Fish. I love the Dead, but I'm definitely huge on Fish.
Yeah.
Definitely cut my teeth on Fish massively, and trying to think about what
I mean, Fish is all you need, really. So
I learn something new every single time I listen to them, and like definitely my favorite thing about the Dead is how far out they go, and that's what I value a lot. But like, just Fishman, I feel like I'm just always trying to be more like John Fishman.
absolutely, absolutely, he's the most underrated, astounding drummer out there, in my opinion, and he has been for many, many years.
I mean,
Like,
I guess he's considered underrated just because have such a following, like
Just
either
'cause
you're
they're a
in or
jam
you're
band.
out.
right.
But
It's
I don't know if I'd call him underrated.
well, I'm saying in the drum world, like he's not on like any top 100 lists or anything like that. No, not.
Probably
I mean,
just
not
because
that
they're
I.
a jam band.
Yeah, I mean, it might be just because of he's just not out in the mainstream or whatever. But
Right.
you
I didn't
know,
know that. That's crazy.
he's just what he does. It's kind of akin to the Stuart Copeland. It's like his touch is astounding. Like I don't know how you could develop that touch.
He would eat acid and practice for 8 hours a day.
Well, that's what he
Yeah.
did. Yeah, he did do that for a while. But like I mean, like even that. You said, bringing it back to you. You said that you had a practice pad for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's good drumming. Like if you take that time, I did not do that. I came to drumming all spiritually, really.
Okay.
John Bonham blew my face off. I was liquored up.
What do you mean? You started with a practice pad?
I
for a
started
year?
just on a snare drum, not even on a drum, just with
before
pad,
anything.
doing rudiments before
Right.
anything.
You didn't do that.
Which
No,
a lot
remember
of the
it-
time would that would lose kids.
Right.
I just
Exactly.
happened to stick through it.
Yeah.
Trey said that when he first got, because he was a drummer before he was a guitar player, and he said that his drum instructor, he was a jazz guy, and he gave him a pillow and drumsticks, and he said for a year he was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't want to play a pillow.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, if you just do what I'm saying, it's like the Miyagi shit from Karate Kid. He's like, just do what I'm saying, and if you do that, I'll know you're dedicated.
Yeah.
Right.
And after he got done a year on a pillow, he got a set, and he was good,
That's
Right.
what
because he spent time
My
with the
youngest is
rudiments.
12, and he's plays in the St. Ursula band, the symphonic band. They win competitions. They're
Nice.
fantastic. But I'm just trying to get him to like do more with it. Like I made him sit and watch all of John Crocken's episode. I'm like, dude, like listen to all the drummers that we have in here. I'm like, you got to listen to this. You got to stick with it. And then my oldest is a flautist who's good.
Yeah. Your kids are talented as shit. It's crazy.
I can see how it'd be hard to keep kids with that stuff, though. Like, I'm not necessarily sure that's the best way to do with a kid, because, I don't know, you just want to keep them interested for long enough, maybe, but then, you know, is that a good foundation? I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you the
crazy thing is how awesome video games are nowadays for 12-year-old kids.
The most devastating thing, and I don't know how to, like, there's nothing I can do. It is what it is. But, you know, both of my sons, like my oldest Caleb, he drummed for a couple good years. Like he really liked it and got it. And then this is like right before high school or whatever. And then he got, you know, girls and stuff. And he hadn't gone back to it. But I believe one day he's 26, you know, like, and, but my other son is 19 and it's like, you know, I don't want to push it. He has no interest in it. But he's looking, you know, he's looking for some sort of spiritualism. And it's like, it's killing me because part of him, I believe, probably resents it a little bit because it's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So, and if my dad tried to sell me on what was hip to him spiritually, you know, at 19, I'd be like, eh.
Right, you'd be like, no. Yeah,
right.
That's a tough line.
Yeah, and so it's like I'm trying to, it's like I feel like he needs it, you know, and I can't push it on him because it'll just drive him further away. But it's so upsetting because I feel like part of his balance problems, he's doing fine. Like he's not, you know, he doesn't do drugs or anything, everything's fine. But, you know, angsty wise, I just feel like the answer is right there. And I just can't do it because, as you say, it's like I'm not sure if it won't work. You know, I mean,
that's a really hard line. I feel like in general, like when you see somebody, you want to help them, but also like everybody's just got to figure stuff out on their own.
Exactly.
You know.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting dichotomy. You don't have kids right now?
Nope.
Okay.
No kids.
Nice. Probably a good call at this moment in your career, just because you're going to be rocking. You know, I mean, you guys are going up and down a good bit. Like, where's the farthest gig you've played?
I mean, so we're doing a tour with Big Something in July, and that'll like Northeast. That'll be the farthest Northeast. We're going to like Vermont, Connecticut. I guess Vermont will be like Maine, New Hampshire. That'll be the farthest up. The farthest south we've gone, I think, is Georgia. We've gotten out to Nashville, Ohio. I don't know what's further.
And they've all been solid gigs?
We have barely had any like throwaway gigs, which is cool.
That's what it
Because
seems.
I've experienced plenty of that touring before where you play to like the sound guy and the bartender.
Sure.
But we don't get a whole lot of those, so it's been pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying. On Instagram.
I've seen Big Something. I've seen them somewhere.
Are they
They're
local?
awesome. Oh no, they're a big jam band.
big.
They've been around since Pigeon started. They're huge. They're great.
It's so funny. A buddy of ours either sold grass or bought grass with pigeons back in the day. Scotty, yeah. I think he said he sold them grass.
Yeah, he knew them when they had their
Before-
apartment in Pikesville.
Yeah.
Like he was,
Yeah.
I think both.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's so funny. Yeah, it's a small world.
Yeah. You know what? I forgot. I should have said this actually. They helped get me into music too when I came back from college.
Yeah.
I played percussion with them for a little bit, and I have to shout them out because I'm very grateful for what they taught me and how cool they've been. And
That's awesome.
That's good stuff. Yeah, they seem like a good crew, and I mean, they're fucking tearing it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Yeah, they finished off they did the August first Thursday last year.
Yep.
oh
That
yeah,
was good.
that's
With
right.
Daphne
Yeah.
Ekman opened up for him. That was cool.
Yep.
That was a great show.
And they brought me out in beginning of February or March to play a whole show in percussion with them in Philly,
Nice.
which was great.
That's awesome.
Natalie opened for them in North Carolina a few weeks ago, and they just, to me, I've learned so much about like throwing out positivity and intention and everything you've got on stage. They throw it all out there, and it's like, I feel like we do that too, and like it's infectious. You can't help but be affected by it.
Absolutely.
And I learned that from them massively.
They're doing all good too. at Merriweather in a few weeks.
This weekend.
This weekend, yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that whole intention thing, I love that vibe. I mean, that's why I guess we've always been in the jam band world and all that stuff is just, you know, I just feel like the world needs more good intention and, you know, good vibes and that music. Natalie you guys don't sing, right? It's all, well, how come, I mean.
What do you mean, her?
Yeah, like, I mean, I saw the whole show. Did she sing? I felt like you guys jammed the entire fucking time.
When you're looking, what are you looking at?
Yeah, she sings.
Messing. Yeah, she sings. We do both.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe I was fucked up. But for some reason, I just remember being jamming all night.
She is
bam,
100%
bam,
vocalist.
bam, bam. Well, Sexy Mofo.
That one's instrumental.
Yeah.
You got that.
So, does she, does she sing when she's playing the guitar or the keytar? Because she's moving around a lot.
Not with the keytar,
Yeah.
no.
So, when she's rocking around the stage, she's not singing. It's when she's on the keyboard.
I notice things when it is. And
You don't
trust
remember?
Me,
Yeah.
you know,
She sang.
I believe you. Look, I believe you. Trust me. I believe
That's
you.
awesome.
That's how I do. It's the dust off. What can I do?
Yeah.
It was the 80s.
That was a good show, though. God, that was a good show.
It was an incredible
How was
show.
The turnout was great.
We were pissed at 8x10.
Oh, at 8x10 it was awesome.
There, yeah.
It was great.
Because it was cool. Because she opened up for Kendall there, and then Kendall opened up for you guys. That's kind of how it worked.
How did you guys?
Sold almost over 300 tickets, and it just felt really good because that was her first headlining Baltimore show since pre-pandemic, I think.
Wow.
You know? So
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
And how did you guys meet Kendall Street? Just same tour. Oh, okay, I got you. Right.
Yeah.
And did you already do the Andy Frasco gig?
That's this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or that's Thursday.
And are you excited about that?
Very.
I mean, he is on fire lately.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean,
Yeah, he's great.
I mean, like he's fucking like huge crowds. You know, I mean, it's good shit.
And they're awesome, and we've gotten to know them from playing festivals, and they bring Natalie out to play with them.
Yeah, he seems like your vibe, like good intentions. Like he seems like he's a genuine guy.
Yeah,
who's
the whole
out
band
there.
is. They're great.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. And I'm gonna call Natalie out right now because I have emailed her and I have messaged her to get her on the show.
She mentioned that when I told her about it. She's like, "Oh God, I feel so terrible. They've hit me up."
That's so funny. At least she mentioned it. Yeah, because
that just means she's seeing them. No,
she's busy.
She's busy. No,
I
I hear that all the time because I don't respond to people because I'm in the same zone. But
but busy, overwhelmed with stuff.
You'll be
miss
back.
some things. We will. Yeah,
you guys will be back.
Me and her have talked about it.
Some time, but that it'll be cool to see her and you guys like do your thing in here.
Yeah, because I got Kendall Street. Like they've been
Kendall Street.
They're gonna come in.
Yeah. So Kendall Street.
That's awesome.
Kendall Street would have been in here the day of the 8x10 show. They were gonna come up, do our show, and then go down. But Chris had to work.
And make money.
We were like, we couldn't do it. They were like, we're gonna be there. Let's do it that day and then go. Like, and we couldn't because the band Lowercase Blues. Those guys are from Rehoboth, so they came up, did our show, and then they played a gig at Racers that night. So I got the double dose of that. But we stay in touch with those guys. So we're gonna get them in here eventually.
Yeah,
cool.
They're cool.
Ryan.
The Kendall Street guys.
Yeah.
Ryan, the drummer, reached out and was like, "We haven't forgotten about you. Next time we book a tour up
He's
that
a great
way."
dude.
Yeah, what a nice guy. Lewis, they're all nice.
Yeah,
it seems like
cool.
they are who they say.
On the Instagram, I have a cool reel of them and a cool reel of you guys, and it's cool.
Mm-hmm. So, is there any other like band wise? Right now, you're in Grease Buckets. What's it called?
Greasy Hands.
And Greasy Hands. That's another one.
Greasy Hands. And that's original.
You can be in
That's
here
all original.
three times.
Is that on Spotify?
There is stuff on Spotify. So that band has had so many different iterations over 10 plus years. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like a singer-songwriter pop rock band. Now it's how do I explain it? It's psychedelic. It's heavy as fuck. It's proggy. There's some funky stuff. There's me screaming. It's basically like we are just having a great time, not giving a fuck, and yeah.
Nice.
So,
instrumental vocals, all of it.
both. Yeah. We throw our own festival. I guess I'm just going to say it. We're doing it again this year. This will be the 3rd year. It's called the Greasy Hands Pig Roast. We do it at Stages in Cockeysville.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Like
and
in,
that's
in the parking lot or inside.
on the side. You know, there's that stage
But
set up
outside.
on the side.
No,
outside, yeah.
I have. I mean, it's been a while since. I know where Stages is, and I used to work in Hunt Valley, but it was a while ago.
Okay.
It was when because Rob Smith owns that.
I have no idea
Yeah,
what the name is.
the
Yeah.
dude,
hell's
the
Rob
dude that owns it. He used to be his family like owns Sinclair. He's a drummer, and I think Stages is like his thing that he kind of built. But this was a long time ago when I used to do AV installs and stuff like that. He was one of my clients. Real cool guy, but I'm pretty sure Stages is his. So I don't know. My point is, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a little side
But
stage
the
outside.
fact
a
that
little
there's a
courtyard.
pig roast, I would assume that's going to be outside.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you roast a pig.
Ideally,
That's
that's
awesome.
That's
what
why
the goal
it's-
is. It's
right.
a very small thing. Like
Right.
we don't play a ton, so like we're kind of working with what we can. But that's the idea. Every
We know
year.
some boys that can roast pigs
I was
with
just
the
saying.
La Cucina. So if you need somebody to roast the pig, we know some people.
Okay.
Pablo,
Doug,
right?
Pablo,
Dougie Fresh,
Josh, they'll come down. They'll
Okay.
roast a pig.
May need
They
that
love
then.
it.
Huh?
We're still figuring that part out. So.
Yeah, let us know.
Okay. Cool.
So, but that's Greasy Hands. That's the band that would be at the pig roast.
Correct, yeah.
Nice, nice. And then what else? You the Talking Heads cover band? Do you just moonlight with them, or are you out and about with them?
Just moonlight with them occasionally. Just with Natalie Brooke being busier.
Right.
And that they don't really play too much or they play a handful of times a year. They're a well-oiled machine.
Nice.
So yeah, that's with that.
And then Dancing Bears.
Dancing Bears. Yep.
They've been around. You guys have been around a minute, right?
We started in 2020 or 2021.
Okay.
So I mean, how many times a month do you gig? Are you out?
A lot more now.
Yeah.
At least 4 or 5. Probably more now since we're just hitting the road a lot more.
Yeah.
So Nathan, does Natalie have a drum tech?
No.
So you're setting up your set.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all right still. I was just thinking, I'm like, man, the day I have a fucking drum tech I'll be like, yes.
I don't know if I can let go of it like that.
Here's the thing.
I will do
Yeah,
that.
right. It'll take you once.
I probably won't for a minute because I'm obsessive and loony. Not, but once I let it go, I need to let it go. Like
Right.
I mean, I'm 50.
Well, I feel like you
it's-
have to have the right tech too.
Yeah. And keep in mind,
you
it'll
gotta be on the
never
same
happen
page.
for me, but you're very close. You're very close.
Not very close.
So you are.
Maybe a little bit,
It's, yeah, you're close. But because once it's like and also, do you always, you probably are playing a lot that's not your set, right?
Yeah. Probably my set more often, but sure, yeah.
Okay, because I didn't know. I feel like if you were playing gigs with other bands, a lot of times it's like one drum set,
It depends. For some of the
big.
bigger bands, like we're getting a lot of these great opening slots where I don't touch their kit. I
Right,
set
they're
mine
like,
up.
right.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. That would be something in itself if you were like, opening for some badass band and you could play the badass, like
Right.
some
But
Legends
honestly, I
kid.
love my kit and I love showing it.
Sure.
It's
right.
like part of me now.
And it's where you're the most at home and most comfortable. If you're trying to show up your kit, you'll show up. You know what I mean?
It's like everybody loves the kit at Guilford. Your Ludwig, the little Ludwig.
the little
set.
Ludwig. I got a little Ludwig breakbeat, Questlove 16-inch bass
at Guilford
drum.
Hall?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it's just there because Tuesday nights we have live music, and so the drummers don't have to lug their setup, the stairs, or anything like that, and so it's up there. But we got it mic'd. It's a nice little set. It's compact, and
Adam last week, Adam Miller from Enslow. He brought everything,
yeah.
everything except the kick drum and the toms. But most people just like replace the cymbals and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
everybody loves that kit.
It's a
And
great
it slams. The show, like the whole setup there is great.
Yeah, well, that's awesome, man. I'm very happy for you, and I have such a good vibe about Natalie Brooke's trajectory, band wise, And like I said at the beginning, if you're out there, go watch the Natalie Brooke band. Like,
Oh yeah.
because it's shocking. Like, and that's not even mentioning her. She's like a classically trained pianist, keyboard.
Well, yeah,
badass.
she teaches too. So,
Yeah.
she does a lot. No, we'll save that for when she gets it.
Chops wise,
And we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Promise.
Yeah, she's got to. Like when we were at, the reason we were at we would have probably been there anyway because we lived in Parkville, but we just moved into the neighborhood across from Pools Island. So we went over there, and I got a sticker, and it's the first sticker I put on my garage door that has like 100 stickers now. So the reel I made starts off zooming in on that sticker or zooming out, one of the two.
so
But just
she
tell her-
has to.
Yeah, I invited her to collaborate on that reel, and she never accepted it. That collaboration is still sitting there because it's a cool fucking reel.
She's a busy lady, Woe
God damn
Davis.
it.
What are you gonna
Feel free to
do?
call her out when we get her in here.
What are you gonna do?
Watch her squirm.
She's
It's
a
a
star.
cool reel.
I mean,
Kendall Street, they accepted the collaboration
I
on their
know,
reel.
I know.
What the hell, Natalie? What the hell, Natalie?
No, it's awesome. I can't wait to have her and the band in here. It's going to be great.
Yeah, man, incredible. Like I said, it just blew my face off. Do you got anything else?
I mean, I'll go through all our stuff
right.
later.
So, career-wise, once we wrap it up, I like to try to, feel out the guest with movies. And so, do you like movies?
Yeah.
All right. Good.
We've had a few people in here who have never seen a movie.
It's very strange.
I watched a lot of movies.
Well, it's weird because we've been around for a minute and we're telling our wives. I'm like, yeah, and then at the end we usually wrap it up by
It's been a
asking
hit.
people
It's been
about
awesome.
movies, and she's like, not everybody likes movies like you, and I'm like, yeah, but
Yeah, but it could also be TV. Like
You know.
somebody where their favorite movies were documentaries,
but it's weird.
been
Like
wild.
a couple people are like,
TV shows.
I don't watch movies, and I'm like, yeah, but what about TV? And they're like, I don't. And
I'm
I'm
probably better off if I didn't.
I'm like,
but
wow, like I
It's
just
funny.
never, I didn't see
Shelby
that coming.
asked, it was funny. Shelby yesterday was like, so why'd you write down the movies? Like we all said. I'm like, because I'm compiling a list of all the movies because a lot of them I haven't even seen yet.
Sure, if I haven't
It's
seen
been
it, I
some
want
wild stuff. Like
right,
From
right.
Here to Eternity to Frankenstein.
Yeah, man.
I
good
mean,
stuff.
most of them I've
So if
seen,
you had to
but I'm
narrow down
curious.
a top three, what would they be?
That's
You can
a
go
really,
five.
really
You can go up to
hard
five.
question. I'm
It
just gonna
is.
say some of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's fine.
A Bronx Tale.
Oh, that's a good one. That's
Wonderful.
the first.
Goodfellas.
That's
I'm a huge fan of all those. I love horror movies a lot. I just saw Bring Her Back. It was great.
Bring Her Back.
Wait a
I
minute.
just read
yeah,
about
what
that.
is that? Who's in it?
I don't know who's in it, but it's done by A24.
Yeah.
It's great.
Wait a minute. Bring Her Back.
I haven't seen it,
creepy
but I
ass
just
horror
read
movie.
about
No, I haven't
it.
seen it, but I haven't seen it, but I've seen it.
Right.
Like clips probably.
Ooh, It. I love It. The original.
The
You
original.
love the original.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the original.
I love the original. Yeah.
Yeah, the Tim Curry version.
Part 1
Yeah.
is terrifying.
Yes.
Part 2,
The new ones?
no, the original. Part 2 of the original doesn't quite hold up as much as it should just because of the special effects.
Strangely enough, part 2 in both of them, and Stephen King said the same thing. For whatever reason, it seems like it's hard to stick the landing of the second part of that book.
And that was the same thing that they said about the new ones that came out.
And
But
I agree with
Tim
the new
Curry
one. even,
he lived in my nightmares when I was a kid.
Same,
100%.
Yeah, what's weird is that we were in like 9th grade when that shit
Yeah.
came out, and it horrified me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you seen Sinners?
Yes, just watched
What
it.
did you think?
It was great.
Yeah.
I heard it was phenomenal.
It was great. My wife, after you kind of like started talking, I was like, babe, you got to understand. That movie's all about like music.
Right.
Right.
It's about a
the
lot more
lore,
than
like-
vampires.
Right.
Yeah, like that,
Like there was real New Orleans lore.
yeah,
and,
but he
you know,
he channeled that, like the music channeled that event.
I can't wait to see it.
It was done really
more or
well.
less, yeah, and then even the very ending is even crazier. Like,
Don't tell me.
but no, but it's so good. And then I mean the character is Buddy Guy.
Right,
Yep.
right. It's supposed to be a
Yeah,
read.
it's
That's Michael B. Jordan who plays twins.
plays
right? right.
perfectly,
Right.
like as good as
If you say Jean-Claude Van
Hardy.
Damme.
Tom Hardy in Legend.
Oh, yeah, right,
That,
right.
like he like
The
it's got to be
craze.
tough to act that out, I guess, because you're just doing two different. Like,
But the
they're the
subtleties,
same, but
you could tell the difference.
Yes, yes,
It was really good.
That's
It's
good.
great-
That's
and
good
Delroy
acting.
Lindo's in it too,
Wow. I
and
haven't seen
Haley
him in a minute.
Steinfeld. Like she's
Yep.
in it.
Damn.
Like it's got a good cast.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait to see it. I know it's going to be good. A24, man.
Yeah,
They-
they're
crush it.
rolling.
Jesus.
But I mean, are all their movies good?
I like them more than like Neon. I feel like is like pinned up against them
Right.
for like weird horror movies. I like A24.
Like that
more.
new movie. They did A24 did the new movie with Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd that I still don't know if it's a comedy or a horror
It's a
movie.
dark comedy, but
Right.
it looks
like
pretty
Very
dark.
Bad Things kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
And then is that new Pete Davidson horror movie? Is that
Where he goes to an
A24?
old folks home. I'm not sure.
That it's called like House or something or Home.
Something like that. Yeah.
It
Oh,
looks like I'm gonna have to really try hard to get past it being Pete Davidson.
I know.
But it looks fantastic
I gotta
as
watch
a
the
horror
preview.
movie.
I'm
Oh my god, it looks so good, and it looks like you're gonna probably be able to forget it's Pete Davidson.
I bet, yeah.
I hope for him.
Yeah.
You know, like I want good things. I
Right.
think he's funny. I think he was great in that King of Staten
Yeah.
Island. I thought
mean,
that was
there's
great.
zero comedy in this.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
a horror movie that he's in. It looks
Interesting.
creepy as shit.
Yeah, and I want good things for him.
You gotta
he
let
seems like
those
a-
actors get past that first movie where you're like, it's just him.
Right.
Right.
And like, if they do good, then you can move past it,
Right.
I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to get rid of that.
Jim Carrey
old
did it.
vibe.
Like he
Yeah.
did some movies where you're like, all right, this isn't Jim Carrey. This is a great movie. Great
Remember
role.
the number 23?
Yeah.
That was a wild one.
And Eternal Sunshine. Like that's my
Mm-hmm.
favorite movie.
Your Eternal Sunshine. All right, so where did we leave off there? I
He
don't-
said horror. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
if we
you're
had
I would say
three
those
specific-
are
Bring her
we
the
had
back.
top
the
four.
Bronx Tale.
Bring her back.
Do you ever listen to Chaz Palminteri, his podcast? Because he talks about that. You know that movie.
Does he
is
have a
based-
podcast? That's funny.
He is Calegro. Like that is Chaz Palminteri.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did hear about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
He's the
wrote,
kid.
He wrote the play originally.
Based on himself.
Based
Like
on
he was the
himself,
little
right.
kid with the mob. Like because they were talking about the bar scene. Like somebody was interviewing. He had a guest on, and they were like, "That was great scripting." And he's like, "It wasn't scripting. Like he said it. Like
Oh, wow.
he said you can't leave. He locked the door, and I'm standing there like, holy shit, this is crazy." And then they came out and beat the shit out of the bikers.
I did hear about
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
like it's yeah. So that's based on his life.
So you're a mob movie guy, usually.
Classics, mob movies. Lately, just all horror movies.
Right. And do you like slasher horror movies or more deep?
Demonic.
Yeah, me too.
Shit.
There's nothing more
I can handle
terrifying.
slashers more than I can handle the demonic shit now.
You can't handle slashers. What the hell are you talking about?
Not really anymore.
You get upset.
Slashers
Yeah,
are a
like-
lot. Yeah.
I can't. I'll faint if I watch somebody like get their wrist cut or their throat sliced. I hate it.
Yeah, I can't do any of that.
But it's weird. I used to
Yeah.
be fine.
No,
Not
I used to
fine,
be
but
fine
like
with
it
it.
didn't mess me up. But man, I'm
Yeah.
becoming soft.
But no, I haven't. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen that I want to like even like because they've stressed me out, but I've kind of got that stress a little managed now. So now I can like Hereditary shit like that.
Love
Oh,
Hereditary.
I haven't seen it,
What an
though.
incredible fucking movie. Hey, what about, I was telling him about this. This is one of those ones that I just never thought it was going to be worth a shit. I never saw it. And my son was like, oh, you got to watch part one. You got to watch part one. And I watched it and I was chilled.
Of what?
It's called Smile.
Oh,
love Smile.
I haven't
Oh
seen
my
that
God.
yet either.
Dude,
loved it.
oh my God.
Yeah,
that
have
shit
you- yeah,
creeped
I wanna-
me the fuck
Yeah, I
out.
wanna watch
It was
that.
so
Both
well
of them
done.
are really good. It's
Yeah.
well done.
Well, he told me the second one was great. I haven't seen the second one yet.
Just rewatched it. It's
Yeah.
great.
Dude,
Yeah, I want to watch that.
I mean, what a great like that's my shit. Like just like unnerving. Like what the hell is going on, you know?
And it looks
Yeah.
cheesy, but it's done really well.
That's my thing is when I first saw it, I thought it was like a satire about some internet thing or something. Like I didn't realize it was like that.
Yeah.
Like that
I haven't
motherfucker
seen it.
came in
I
hot.
haven't seen
Like
it.
the first 5 minutes, you know what you're in for, and you're like, oh my god,
Nice.
it was
Yeah,
really well
wait,
done.
doesn't the opening scene open up in a mental hospital or something, or
Yes.
psych ward or something? Yeah, because I think we may
Of the
have
first
started-
one?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I
That's
think
what
so, because that's the one
my
I
wife
saw.
said behavioral health and like managed psych
Yes.
wards and stuff. So she's like, you were the one saying it. You're like, Amanda, you're gonna have a hard time handling the beginning of part 1.
Yes, because it's upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and like I said, you know
So
what
I gotta
you're
get
in
her
for.
past. Once I get her past that, she should be fine.
Mm.
My wife, she's definitely not an empath, but
Well,
she
she's
doesn't
in the-
like handling. She can't handle reality stuff.
She's
and-
in the
and
mental
certain
health
things,
and
yeah.
medical field, and
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably hard to.
right.
Yeah.
It's,
I can't handle wild like Hills Have Eyes shit. Like I can't watch that.
Loved it.
Like
oh, dude,
it's so disturbing, hostile. Like I've seen that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like that I couldn't stop thinking
Oh,
about
that
that
was
for
good.
months.
dude, Hills Have Eyes, the remake. I almost got a divorce over that shit because that shit was so hard.
Brutal,
That-
hardcore.
Yeah, like I didn't know what I was in
disturbing,
for.
like
You know,
ugh.
like all of a sudden there, you know, it was just devastating. But it was
No.
great,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
but devastating.
Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah.
You know, I
Great.
never saw it.
No, I haven't either. But there's like apparently like there's a scene that will like
Yes.
you won't be able to. You're it's disturbing, and I'm like I can't handle that.
And it comes out of
scene.
nowhere and
Right.
it doesn't hold back and you're stuck in it.
Yeah, and then you just can't unsee it.
I gotta see it.
And
now.
it's Kurt Russell. I mean, I have to see
And
it.
the guy that directed it is he's notable for something. Like this dude has made a couple.
Yeah. And I mean, even Sinners is directed by Ryan Coogler. He did
Coogler.
Black Panther and shit like that. Like it's
And
it's
Fruitvale Station.
It's a great
and all that
movie.
kind of stuff.
You got to see Sinners. Like you have to watch it like soon.
I want to
Yeah.
watch it. What am I looking up? Who's the guy I'm looking up?
Oh, the
don't
director of
Jesus Christ!
come on, Chris. The director of
Nathan.
I don't remember. At
Me
all.
neither. We're so burnt.
the
Why?
direct.
Oh, Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, Bone
yeah.
Tomahawk.
Holy shit! All right.
The
'Cause-
director of Bone.
Yeah,
Tomahawk.
because the thing is the dude is. I think he's made a couple noteworthy things.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's good. You're into the horror movies and gangster movies. Do you like old black and white gangster movies by any
No.
chance? Because I have a box set of Blu-rays of old school, The Public Enemy.
I can't get into those ones.
It's weird.
The what?
It's a weird
Like
thing.
really old school, like black and white movies. Or
Brawl.
like the acting is a little bit like it was great for that time, but it's now it seems a
It's
little
theater.
fake-ish. Yeah, it's
right.
weird.
It's like, yeah, or, you know, like that whole
Well,
vibe.
Yeah.
according to Shane Gillis, when we stopped talking like that, white people became uncool.
That's
Right.
hilarious. Dragged across concrete with
Love
your isn't Gibson in that or something?
Gibson and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, and then he also
think I've
did
seen that.
Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Loved that.
That's
Vince
the
Vaughn.
same director as Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that guy's on a roll. And he's all right, well, good stuff. Okay, so
Cool.
is there any other movies or anything you want to talk about? Any other
Did you name a
projects you want to
comedy?
talk about?
Do you have a comedy? You don't
Step
have to.
Brothers.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. We were just talking about all these
All
great
the Elon
memes
Trump memes that are all Step Brothers memes.
that are stepbrother memes. It's
I'm more
fucking
into
incredible.
fucked up movies.
Right.
I can purge my evil thoughts.
Oh
And
my god,
Oh my
they're
god,
so funny.
I love that movie. It's just comfort.
Which
food.
one?
Step Brothers.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I mean-
100%.
Dude, like if that's on and I'm in a dark place, I'm no longer in a dark place. It just helps.
That's how the Hangover is.
Nathan, it was a pleasure meeting you, man.
And
Likewise.
the
And
whiskey.
I can't tell you enough.
Yeah, we we'll have your like Instagram, and we'll find Natalie Brooke. We'll bring her in,
we'll hunt her down.
and
I'll call her right now.
what? God damn it! What the hell's the name of the
Nestor.
band?
Nestor.
Greasy.
And
No,
Greasy
your
Hands.
other band,
Greasy Hands.
Greasy Hands.
Jeff, what's the guitar player? My
Luke.
man,
Luke
Walker.
I said Jeff. And Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but it's awesome. Like it was great having you here.
Yeah, it's great
We
having
have
you here.
An event calendar too. What's happening? Baltimore.com. I don't think I'm wearing that shirt. But we sponsor TMD's calendar, so
Cool.
they take suggestions on what they'll read on the air. They have a concert calendar now, which they haven't had really in 22 years, and we sponsor it. So they push people to our website now instead of their own calendar. So I I've been making some spreadsheets to send around, so we'll get Natalie's gigs on the calendar and any other gigs you have.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
When
Yeah,
we're done.
we appreciate you, man. It's a pleasure meeting you.
And review us if you like the episode.
Like,
wherever
subscribe,
you're listening
share,
to it,
review.
Review, like, subscribe, share. It's the most important thing.
All right, stay sane, Baltimore.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks for listening, Baltimore. You can find us at www.sanitylounge.com or on Instagram at sanity.lounge.
Keep listening and subscribe.
Stay sane, Baltimore.